have the ergonomics of picking it at the right height. And it's very friendly, no back-breaking work. Place is always warm. It's nice to work in. There's no wind. There's no mud. It's a pretty sweet environment. But it allows for the ability to collect this overdrain that the plants don't use. So we drip. We get about 30-35% overdrain. Collect that water because there's a 0.2% slope on this from the center path to the end on each direction. Also for the rainwater, and that water is then collected. We filter it, we ozonate it, sterilize it, and reuse it. So every last ounce of water that we take from a well or fertilizer we irrigate and dose is used again and again and again until it's used. Nothing is wasted, nothing's dumped. So, you know, we're 28 times more efficient use of water per tomato produced than field tomatoes. Much more sustainable. A lot less land is used to produce way more tomatoes out of the same land base. Again, the energy management I was talking about. And of course the other advantage with the system and being in California with all the sun is you can see there's a pre-cut space for the next planting. So what we do is we have the plant ready to go with enough string so we can constantly lower it and take a wind off the hook, and this plant will be growing here, heads way down, up over there, constantly deleafing the lower leaves, more fruit are setting. It's the same process over and over. Those plants are, when they reach about the wire height, a little bit below the hooks, that's when we start lowering them. And when we get to the interplant schedule of March and July, August, we will snap the head of this old plant, stop it from producing more flowers. We drape that plant really low, not so touching the ground, but low down by the bag here. And we plant another young plant up above in this spot here, so it's getting as much natural light as possible to have its best opportunity to grow. By the time we pick the last tomato off the old plant, we're starting to pick off the new plant. And then we cut the plants off with like a bread knife essentially, throw all those vines in a canvas belt. They lay down in the center here. The canvas belt goes into a roll, and the tomatoes, or the vines go into a grinder, and we take it out. And then we got the young crop growing. We also have two dripper lines, one for the old crop and one for the new crop, because they have completely different nutrition needs underneath here. Okay, so right now this dripper is going to the old crop, and we've got our nutrition feed for the young. So very, very efficient. So we're basically green, you know, for 10 years straight, 365, picking 365 days a year. There's no breaks in production, as long as we don't have any viruses or diseases that take us out.
Now these are bees, right?
Yeah, the bees. We don't do artificial pollination. We do natural pollination with bumblebees because that's the most effective for quality and producing these gorgeous looking tomatoes and beautiful shaped vines, and beautiful shaped fruit. And this bumblebees are very effective pollinators for tomatoes. They don't make a mess. They don't actually poop everywhere. They don't chew into leaves like leafcutter bees, like honeybees. They're used at like cranberry farms and stuff like that. They're expensive, but they're very, very effective. And on the labor side, we've got tags for different functions. And so what we do, looking at, say, this row here, we have this is zone 21, row 22. And this worker does a certain function here, deleafing, lowering, picking. You know how many minutes they spent doing that job and where they are right now. And therefore, for bonuses and productivity bonuses, they can be rewarded for that by doing a good job. And we have quality checks, of course, too, to make sure they're doing a good job, not just a fast job. But then, more importantly, we can coordinate over the week how long is it taking us to prune, how long is it taking to leaf this week or pick. And also, we can see how many kilograms per hour we're picking out of by each worker. And also how much production we're getting out of the row. So when we start the week, we can say, oh my goodness, we're going to have quite a big pick here, because we can see what Monday's like and Tuesday's like. And then by Friday, if we see the rate of production and also the rate of picking speed, we can say, okay, we've got this many square meters of greenhouse left to pick. The average picking speed is 340 kilograms per hour. We're going to need 16 workers for 5 hours to do the job. Right? So then Saturday we can finish up bang accurately, for instance. And so when you got 3 million square feet of area, the only way to manage it properly and really effectively and efficiently is to have good RFID tagging and management. It's a very nice system. Mm-hmm. And this data is coalesced on a smart line reader that each worker has for themselves. It's charged every night when they come in, they pick it up. and they enter that data at each coffee break and lunch, and it's real time goes up into the server, and we can see what the different rates of production are, and productivity and speed, and what's being done in the greenhouse. So we can manage the place.